In this video we look at how to build a MerlinXL report starting with a blank worksheet. You'll then be able to build your own reports and understand how you can edit existing reports to customize them to your requirements. The first thing you need to do is to connect to HFM using the MerlinXL login form. You should only need to log in to an application once in each Excel session. And once successfully logged in, the MerlinXL ribbon changes to display the Report Wizard button. And now that we've established a connection to HFM in Excel, we need to save the connection information onto this worksheet. And we do this by selecting the Change Connection option and choosing one of the connected HFM applications from the drop-down. Once a worksheet is connected, the MerlinXL ribbon will change again, and you will also see the point of view panel on the side of the worksheet. With MerlinXL reports, the top left-hand cell of the report is a very important cell because the rest of the report is structured around this cell. And in a blank worksheet, the top left-hand cell defaults to cell A1. Later we will look at how you can set a different cell as the top left-hand of the report, but for now we'll continue using cell A1. Once the top left corner cell of the report has been established, we can start by entering member labels into the first row and first column of our report area. We'll see later that it's useful to leave a few blank columns, so I'm starting in column I. Then I'll pick a cell in the first column of the report area, and I'll type another member label, this time from the account dimension, into the first column. Of course, remember to enter member labels from the application you are connected to. Again, I'm leaving plenty of blank rows above the first member label. Then, to bring in data from HFM, I select the Refresh Worksheet button in the POV panel. And the data is added at the intersection of the row and column headers. To add a second column, I'll type in another member label and refresh the worksheet again. The data displayed in the report is based on the member labels in the rows and columns of the report. Any dimensions not specified in the rows and columns are taken from the background point of view displayed in the point of view panel on the left. So far we have just typed in the member labels and let MerlinXL work out which dimensions the member labels come from. To explicitly identify the dimension, we can prefix the member label with the dimension short label or long label, followed by the hash or pound symbol. For example, to explicitly indicate that this member label is from the account dimension, we can prefix it with a hash or account hash to identify it as a member of the account dimension. And if we are not sure of the member labels, we can use the MerlinXL option to choose from the metadata by right-clicking on an existing member label and from the right-click context menu selecting the MerlinXL Edit Header option, which displays the member selection form from which we can select a new member either from the list of favorites or from the dimensions hierarchy. And if we want to add more member labels to the report, we can navigate using the up and down arrows at the bottom of the form. And repeat the process for as many rows as we wish to add. And then when we've finished adding the member labels, we can select the Update button to add the member labels and the relevant data to the report. If we now want to include the member descriptions in our report, we enter the word descriptions in curly brackets into the column where we want the descriptions to appear. A special word that's not a member label enclosed within the curly brackets is what we call a keyword. Keywords are used to define the non-data elements of the report. Entering the keyword descriptions in the first row of a column will bring in the member label descriptions in that column. You can manually type in the keywords, or you can right-click on a header cell and again select the Edit Header option from the MerlinXL context menu, and this time from the member selection form select the Keywords tab. This contains a list of all the keywords used for building reports, grouped together by their function. The descriptions keyword is in the member information section. and other keywords that we will look at later are in the report design section. Adding the keyword descriptions to the first column of a row displays the descriptions anywhere along that row. To add multiple dimensions to a row or column, simply add the member label in an adjacent cell to an existing member label. By typing in the member label 2020 from the year dimension in cells that are touching the member labels from the period dimension, we are fixing the year point of view for the data in columns I and J to 2020, so that it is no longer taken from the background point of view, and we see the description row is updated accordingly. To add more rows to the report, we could add member labels in column A, or where there are existing parents, we can double-click anywhere on the row, and the child members are added to the report. And if we so wished, we could continue to drill down the hierarchy. In this video, we've seen how you can build a simple MerlinXL report by typing in the member labels in the first row and column of a connected worksheet.